Well, hello there. All right, let's get into this. First, let's go ahead and run. Helps if you use the right one. Let's go ahead and run what we have here. And then this, oops, grab the focus from me. There we go. Okay, so we have our replace me text. We have selecting and all that is still working. This got bumped out of alignment somehow. We can fix that in a bit, though. It's because buttons center themselves, I bet you, and our replacement stuff does not yet. But our task for today, or to start today, we'll see how far we get, is to go ahead and get this, the icons in place, right? So we have kind of a scaffolding there. Set icons is going to... I don't think we need these anymore. We'll go look and find and get some placeholders in a minute. We already know most of them are just icon, and then south, east, north, all that already exists in the material icons that Cogent has bundled. So we can start with those. So we need to set the SVGs in here. We also need to make sure that the button base correctly puts things in places. So and let's look at my data structure again. Right, so you're going to have an east and a west frame because you're a horizontal, yes. And let's, instead of left arrow, let's call you that. No, that's backwards. Because this goes to the right, this is the west. Get out of there. And then you, because you point to the right, which is east. Okay. Then in here, we can do E frame is east arrow frame. W frame is west arrow frame. And we're just going to start with horizontal. Let's see here. We center all in horizontal. Those all center all. And then you're also going to need a, what did we call you? Center something. Center frame is going to be center frame. So up here, first we're going to need to get them. No, not yet. We don't need to get them in yet. We need to just say we want to be in east and west. If E frame is not nil, then we want to set as SVG here. Parent is the E-frame. And then we need to what was the set and what the heck were you? Urgent docs. Widgets, SVG. We're not opening from the FS just yet. Oh, maybe we do need to. That can't be the only way. Like, we'll eventually need to do that, but nope, not earbuds. East. This, that. Can't use the icon as a type. Okay. That's annoying. But that's fine. We'll just, I was going to do it quick and dirty, but we'll just go and get the icons. Let me delete all the other stuff real quick that we had that we were playing around with just to keep things tidy. Rid of that. You use this. These are all Apache licensed, so we could use them. We won't. We'll make our own. But for now, we're totally good. East. Download the SVG. Wow, that sure is a name, huh? Let's do that. And then West SVG. That. Line. Horizontal rule. Sure. Good enough. That can be that. Actually, let's change that to just horizontal. Not that. And then we'll just need to put them. We already have icons in here. We're going to put you in there. And actually, we'd like to test this theory. So let's just do this. We know from our experimentation yesterday that we can do am I using that syntax correctly? Where were you? You were under the SVG. Yeah. Why are you mad? Oh, it's because I don't have. Okay. That, and then this needs to be. Hey, Jazz. I do indeed stream on Mondays. How you doing today? This needs to be that. This is not correct. This needs icons. That. Now, do that and see the. We don't want to errors log it. We want to say, because that's Cogent's errors, this new SVG in the E frame, and then open that because that's the OpenFS, that's what it was. That was the one to open directly, which we don't want to do. This will embed them. Just questioning your sanity today. How am I doing? Mixed bag. Mixed bag. The job hunt thing is a real drag, and it's making me upset at the world. But I have this project that I can, dive into for a couple hours this afternoon, and that makes me happy. So, swings and roundabouts, as they say. And this was embed.fs, and this is east.svg. Being upset at the world is healthy. That's good, because if it was unhealthy, I'd be doomed. If the error is nil, we don't really want to. Oh, we have connection, but we don't have log here. But we don't want to freak out about it. We just want to. If we wanted to use our same logging instance, we would have to put it in. Which I don't really want to. Let's get this working first before we worry about that. We will use the Cogent wrap here. Right, we can't do that because because the errors package is my name as well. It's everybody's name for errors, right? So let's solve this problem right quick. When we do this, we are at the tile widget level. And I'm not sure. How I want to do that. Wonder if I can just put it in a global. Like, it sounds kind of like a bad idea, but it's just a logger, right? Um, that, and then when we do, I don't know if this is a good idea or if it'll even work, but when we do a new map widget, have our logger, that. If I was to do that, would I be able to do this and then say, maybe? Um, and we'll need to make these like a constant name if this all works out, like I hope. We do that, and then we do actually just this. Ooh, we want to check here. Okay, this, we would be stacking up SVGs inside of there if we were to duplicate this. So we do need to track whether or not we have, or we could do center frame dot children. Is there a better, as children? We don't even have to len it. If it doesn't have children, then we put in this. That's same logic here. That, okay. So now we should get east icons. Let's just see if everything works as expected. No. No is the answer. Interesting. Oh, you know what? I bet you we never call this for, well, no, we do, because it's, you know what? Error loading files not exist. Okay. That is interesting. Why don't you load? It's good that it defaults to blank, right? That is desirable. We also want to make sure, real quick, before I dig into this and forget, when we build this, we want to take out this. And now I'm wondering if it's that. Okay, didn't give me errors this time. But I also don't see my icons. Not frame 2. It's frame 3. Unfortunately, we need to go like down here. That one. Okay, they got added there. That's not correct. And it's just too small to see. Where are you in there? They all got added to frame 2. That's part of it. Apparently I haven't had enough caffeine today. And now, I'm betting you that they're in there, but they're black. And that should be the east ones. Sizing is a little bit wonky too, but we can sort that out. Let's do overhead style, change of color. Green. Why did it change all of you? It's weird. Okay. Something's weird. Let's take a look at the stuff that we prototyped yesterday. Because we had things showing up. And so I must be doing something slightly different. And instead of trying to work back through it, we'll just cheat by reading our past work. So I did a new SVG in the frame. We're doing here. Well, that should be all styled on the frame already. We did. We set some maxes and we didn't set any mins. But we took mins out of here and it was fine. Grow was set, which might be part of our wonky spacing. Call span breaks things, we know. And then we just open FS on the emitFS, gave it the name. Let's just see if that helped any at all. Doesn't appear so. Oh, you know what? It's an SVG inside of there. It shouldn't have. It wouldn't respect color, right? I'm in the wrong frame again. We would need to do background colors. So we need to be in 30s. There we go. That one. Background. I can't do it from here. Apparently it's set to nil. That's fine. We can do up here, not here, down here. Dot schemes. Scheme. Success base. I'll make it a green background. Nice high contrast. Do that. Do that. Okay, well, we've got that part. It's just not putting our SVGs in a way that's visible. Can we temporarily, in the interactive inspector, override style and say that, not you though. We want to do it on, no, this is right. It is on here. Do it on here. Let's just blow you up and see. Okay. It almost looked like there was a little gray at the bottom of that one for a second. Set that. Let's go back over here again. We didn't do anything with SVG size. It just did the needful. We're not getting errors. We set a min on the container up there, or over here though, which we set here. It's a min and a max. That's 1 for now. That's fine. Style is grid. Columns is 3. They're all set to grow. East arrow frame, west arrow frame, and a frame. Oh, I wonder. Well, no, because we call that as part of update data. So we set the icons and then we do call update on the button. Which before has worked for our other stuff to get built, to get updated. But over here, we were putting them directly into the parent frame. Whereas here we're putting them inside of these other frames. That shouldn't matter though, right? just for a test, tell y'all to grow on the Y as well. We also need to can I just do that? I suspect is part of. Okay, now they're all together. Probably also want to where are you getting padding or margin or something? Gap is 0, columns is 3. Nothing there. Padding to margin. You do have a gap though. Okay. I don't know where you're getting that just yet. We'll come back to that. Why? Am I doing wrong that we're not getting SVGs? Let's do just as a test. We'll store also the container, and then up here let's just try to put them into the container. Which is going to be wonky, but if they show up, it is kind of a clue. And they don't show up. Oh, because then they don't have any other settings. Okay. Oh, do I need to put... Let's undo that real quick. Do I need to break this out and put a styler on it? That would be really annoying. That. That. Just do one real quick and see if it suddenly shows up. No. What in the world? You have an SVG inside of you, which is 24 by 24. I just make you I forgot to set override. Min and max are 256, but wait, where did my... I just had size, I swear. SVG style. Min is 256. Grow didn't get set. Which it wouldn't, because this is the first one, which would be the center. We would want... Sure, that's it. Yep, okay. We would want to look at the second one. Yeah, grow was set on that one. Makes sense. Visible. In and max. Oh, size was in... was under here. Set that. It's down. No. Where did I just see you? It was here. Scale is 1. Translate nothing. Physical width is 24 by 24. Background and color both nil. Don't think that's going to actually set it. Okay. Let's do this. Let's get rid of this for a hot second. Oops, not all of it. Just these two. We'll set our... this to be the same size as the tiles as a test and see if it's maybe just pushing elements out of view. Okay, still not... like, it's visibly different than this one, so something has changed. It's just not displaying them. Which is bizarre and also frustrating. 33 was our guinea pig. It's pushed off screen now. Let's go back. 23. 23 will work. 0, 1, 2. SVG is in there. SVG is in here. Let's pull this up just in case this is somehow wonky. Automatically fix that for me. Fantastic. It will not fix this, I don't think. It won't. Okay. Maybe I'm doing something wrong with the embedded FS. I'm putting it in a folder. Horizontal icon does not exist. Right. Other one does, though. It's still not showing. Just for the heck of it. Why though? You worked so well over here in my testing. Let's get rid of... I want to get rid of that. Put you just at the root in here. We do the updating after we set icons. That can go away. Okay, let's do what I didn't want to do. Just because it's a lot of messing around, but I think it's going to be a valuable clue. Let's put you guys back in your folder. And then we know this fires because it was erroring before when we had the wrong file name because it didn't have the path. We're going to get all of this. Actually, we can keep the... Oh, wait. Over here. Yeah, we just did new SVG. We gave it a single frame. Okay. So we'll do this. Oops. You are now frame styler. Container, that's what we named you. And then interesting. Didn't do it at all. container. Definitely got set. Did I get... Got no errors. What in the world? Nothing important. It really just feels like it's not getting... OpenFS. Get that. Let's do... This is where we call it update data. Um... Not that. What did we call? I believe we have... View grid. Is that... We embed a frame. I think it's just call that just to see if that possibly does anything for me. No. Most of my clickies are broken too. Is it... Take that out real quick. Put you back to where you were. And then we'll put this back where it was. Connection button. Okay. Oh, the clickie's broken because that's a diagonal now. That's why. The horizontal, which is the ones we've actually worked on, are working still. Okay. But this C33, I think, was our guinea pig. Doesn't have, maybe I'm not. '23 will work. Does not have SVGs in there anymore. Is that because I forgot to change something? Oh, yeah. Forgot to change this back. We already have a reference to frame. We don't need that. That wouldn't have caused the issue. Why? Why would you not be showing up? Oop, we broke something now. Is it a frame, West frame, airframe? Is it... not that. You up here, E-frame, center frame. That widget go 459. Yeah, I can count. Promise. 59 on click. Okay. Something didn't get set up there. That. Take a look here. Change the size of an SVG. Okay. Yeah, here's an idea. Here's a thought. Let me get this, fix whatever Neil pointer was going on here real quick so that we can actually run it. $263. What did I... It was all commented. This was just a debug printout. It's going to be one of those days, is it? Gap 0. You were the renames. That's all added. We yanked that out of there. Ah. We do need to do that. Okay. Okay. That gets us back to running so that we can try setting a size. E-frame is this, so over here when they did this, new SVG, bam. They did the open. And then this is really that. Say you have to be at least as wide as your parent. What happens if I do that? Ah. Okay. Why didn't it... If it's a size thing, why didn't this work? Or did we set it on a different place? Am I forgetting what I did? Yeah, that does not work. Interesting. Okay. And then we need to obviously they're white. They're showing up white, so we don't need to set the bright green high vis background. That's perfectly okay. These are set to grow. They go to there. Set this back to 0 so that they are theoretically centered by center all. Okay, that's working. So apparently we just need to do this for all of these. So we do put that in. This is FS. Can I put this up top just to kind of follow the normal pattern, hopefully? Okay. Aside from the fact that that is not the correct, way for icons to look, that's forward progress. But for placeholders, that's perfectly acceptable. U used to be divided by 2. So did U. Okay. We will need to make the proportions a little better, but that's fine. How do I want to... Can I do... like a helper that says it is connection icon, let's say. Which takes that and returns me an SVG. Let's also give it a parent so that we can come in here and not repeat ourselves. This is that. This is that. This is this. What? This is file. This. That. And then I don't actually care about the return result. I just say you go to keyframe and this icon. Cleans up all of that. And then we do the same thing here if the center frame doesn't already have children. Center frame. Like so. Missing return, right. Is true, I did forget to return. We're ignoring it in this case, but we might not want to. We might want to grab it and be able to apply additional stylers later. So, give ourselves that option. Yes. Fantastic. Okay. So, if we then do basically the same thing here for west. Still in if the west frame is not nil. Set it to, oops, that's a duplicate. This becomes W frame. Becomes west. This will give us our first actual look at what the proportions will end up looking like. Except for if it didn't work. What? No error messages. Look at you. Frame 0 did not. Oh. It's because forgot to also add. Nope, I lied. West frame is set. Let's debug this real quick and see. Where and why? Are we missing a connection, I wonder? We shouldn't be. We know how to find it. We get to. Connections. Oh, that's nil. Because we're here. We need to be. This is the first row. There we go. Oh, length 1. Origin is 1, 0. Destination is 2, 0. And we go east. It shouldn't be true, should it? Connections happen in build connections. Case horizontal. Do that. Origin destination. Build connections only gets called here. But this is... How are we getting them for the UI if we don't know about both directions? Connection, create the transit data. Ooh, because we double... Okay, we need to move this logic over here if we want to do it, which makes sense, right? We should be encoding this. If we're going to go all the trouble of building a list of connections that this thing has, we should do it both ways instead of doing it here. So what we need to do, neighbor widget is this. So we go in and we say, left neighbor is that. If they're inbounds, we do that. Map tile widget. If it's a map tile widget, we connect up the tile and the button. It's here. Okay, so here's where we actually do the check. For the tiles transits. Okay, so we should be doing here. If neither tile is nil, then we need to say transits gives me a map. Do I want to put this... Do I want to put this up in or break these up into two, or should they be? Yeah, they both need to be not nil because we need to check their direction. Okay, so we figure out the direction. What we should be doing is doing a check here. This can still be called direction. That's fine. This should go up here. This can't be called direction because it is the name of package. So that's dir. And then we would need to say if origin wrapper dot tile dot get transits do this, pull them from both of them. This is destination wrapper dot tile dot get transits. And then here, if origin transits dir but we need to do this. Then we actually just only care about so we don't encode any transit information in here on the connection, right? Essentially just a validity check. But it's not a pointer. It would return a default value, which is an empty struct. Still think this is a cleaner way to check it. Then we would do this. And this. And then we can say invert you. And do the same thing destination transits. Your then we do this, except for you are destination wrapper, origin wrapper. I think this is going to result in duplicate entries real quick, but I think it should still run. And at least be a proof. Yes. Yes. And then here, transit update data, which we build. Or no, sorry, we take a connection. Origin, destination, direction. So what we need to do, we do that here. We do it for, okay, so yeah. This just needs to get cleaned up. We don't double check that anymore, because we've encoded it in at the start where we should have done. And we have east, we have west. I can do that. I can do that. And it breaks my widget. It's there. It's just very, very tiny. You can still see. It breaks my widget, but does update. So, feel a little better about that. We need to make sure that these guys don't get pushed around. Gap 0. On a update, we need to clear that. Actually, hang on. The do need to clear it on an update because, or no, this isn't applied. This is applied. That's when it needs to be cleared out. I don't want to do that. Could we can't delete it from inside of here because in the case of the because it always loops through, but here we could. We would need to we'd have to go through and clear all of them if present, which I'm not in love with. That's kind of gross. A lot about this is a little bit gross right now, though. Cleaning up as we go, but let's do um if we do the map now, then we can go through key values. So let's do that. That. Then in the horizontal, which is our guinea pig still, instead of these, that we would do east is east arrow frame, west arrow frame, then leave these up there just for a second because it'll break everything in here if we don't. This becomes if actually you still want to switch on the dirt. Yes, okay. So this instead of this is directional frames. I can just do dir. That instead of that. That. We still have a center frame. We still do that. We do the same thing here. We can actually clean this up a lot, I think. One step at a time here. That, if it's okay. Frame gets set to that, that gets set to that. So this should still all work as much as it has been. Okay, perfect. This, we say, direction key, icon, frame, range, W dot, button dot, directional frames. If actually don't care about that. We only care about the frames. has children. Delete children. So now if we delete that and hit apply, yes. Good. And if I delete that, we also need to delete the center frame children, which is fine. If I dot button dot center frame has children, center frame dot delete children. We don't want to just delete the frame because then we'd have to put it back in. We'd have to know which direction we are, right? This is all just, we go through, clear them out. This is only ever going to be a max of 4, so it's fine. Should be fine anyway. So in this case, if we delete, oop, I have done something wrong. Set icons, I bet you. It's because the other directions don't have a center frame yet. Okay. Delete one. We get that still. Delete both. It is now empty. Delete both. Empty. Fantastic. I need to fix this all up a little bit still, but that is much closer to what I want from a function standpoint, right? I'm very excited. The other thing I should... We haven't added in connecting yet, have we? I don't remember now. There's no new button for it, that's for sure. Yeah, we don't have the ability to create a new connection yet. That's fine. We'll do that soonish. And all of this should still work. We just can't test it yet. We'll test it then. It's fine. All right, so let's do this. I'm not... I wasn't happy with those proportions. Let's do that. See if that's a little better. They won't line up still, but the size at least is what I'm interested in. Getting to a better state. Yeah. Beautiful. So much better. Is it a mongoose? Is it a wizard? It's a wizoose. Why not a monzard? All right. Now. I suspect I'm going to have similar... Oh, I haven't done anything here yet. Okay. I'm not sure how to interpret the yappy mouth in this context. Okay. So, we have to do everything for the other buttons, but that's fine. We're going to scroll this down a little. So container gets... Actually, let me double check this. What if I were to say... If I were to take this out, would it have no border? That's just left over from button land, pretty much. It would have no border. Which I like for that. I worry that... We need to do our on hover too. I worry that it would be... it wouldn't invite you to click on it if it didn't have a border, if there was no connection. But maybe if we do the on hover, it's fine. We'll take it out for now. And we can always bring it back. So this got all of this styling. Vertical button base will get pretty much the same. Just make sure it keeps those. That we need. Center roll's already set. Take that out. Wait a minute. Is that perhaps... Forgot I did that. I was just copying, moving things around in a hurry. Yeah, okay. Then you go away. Oop, we need to keep that maybe just a second longer. Center frame is going to be the same except for you're flipped. We can copy most of this. We'll use that, except for this will be north and south. Center frame will be center frame. Okay, so. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. So everything is good. I think for that, this needs to be north arrow frame. This gets flipped to 30, 100. This gets flipped to, or does it? Probably fine. We'll find out. Center frame is still center frame, except for this becomes 140 because we want to constrain the height, not the width. East gets renamed to south. Oh, I renamed, but I flipped these two. Oh well. Same deal here. 130. That's okay. I think that gets us. No, we have to go set up the builder. Ooh, this is going to be a little wonky too because much narrower than it is wide. We'll see how it looks. We'll also need to bring in... I need icons for you. Did I close? No, I still have you. North. SVG. North. South. And then line, but of the vertical variety. How about vertical? Bar? Well, none of that's helpful to me at all. There you go. Gotta be a vertical bar in here somewhere or something we could use. Doesn't really matter. I just would like to see something close to what I want to eventually end up with. Mostly for like sizing purposes, but you know. All right. Here's what this is stupid, but that's what we're gonna do. UI actions. I saw something down here, caught my eye. And now I've lost it. I should have just stopped there when I had it. It was pretty high. There you go. It's an exclamation point, but it's going to be our vertical bar for now. That's how we roll. So we go north, we go south, we go vertical. You go into icons. Vertical, go. Now we can come in here and say if you are north, we can actually just really borrow most of this and just set up the correct frames, icons, north. And we're going to clean this up in a minute, but we just want to get it. I just want to get it working. And then we can do the same for south. That, and then icons vertical as well. That should now give us verticals. No. And that's because I didn't do... Or is it because it's just too small? Which part have I forgotten to do? Let's take a look. See, I think we can't use 33. That was a vertical. But that should mean like 23. No. No, I should be like 43. Yes, 43. That would be a wrong math, but I got there anyway. 43. So it has SVGs in it. They're just clearly too small to be seen. Annoying. I would need to... It also doesn't have, let's see, probably north because we haven't also fixed the connection stuff. And that is quite evident because we only have south here, which is fine. We'll fix that in the connection builder and it'll fix the rest of it. The... Go check our... I wonder if this needs to grow on both. I wonder if it's just getting set to a wonky, tiny size that you can't even see. Well, kinda. Ah, you know what? Undo you, undo you, undo you. I have made a silly, silly error. This is 3 columns and a grid. These need to be just a grid. And that style, I think. Styles, color background border, layout, browse, direction, grid. Columns is 2. Other thing. This probably, I don't know. We'll let that sit for a second. Maybe I don't even want grid here. If it'll lay out one after the, well, no, it would default to. I would have to do either direction column or styles.grid, and I don't know if there's any difference. Let's just say if there's one column. Okay. Let's take a quick look. Will select element actually work? Kind of. 173. Okay. That didn't pull me down over here. Here. So you have SVGs in you. I just can't see you. Let's go back to north, center, south. Let's go back to telling you to grow on the X in case. So I'm betting it assumes left to right layout. And if I can just tell you, hey, you know what? Just get big. Okay, well, kind of. This connection button. Not you, no. Connection icon. If we set the minimum to the parent 100%, that should be both. So we would need to betting you this is still a scale issue. If I did this, say, hey, you got to be at least a quarter of your width. Closer. Okay. So I either need to make this thicker or um I would have to do something else about the way this appears. And this should probably be like a third if we want it to be. And then maybe we could actually get away with doing 33 here as the max. And then not setting mins, but then telling it to grow again. Since SVGs don't really seem to claim space for themselves, which kind of makes sense, right? They're scalable. Okay. That didn't really work quite like I hoped, but what if, so we have this handy dandy thing here. What if instead of half, we said, you know what? Be 3/4 of the width of a normal tile, of a map tile. How would that look? Closer. That's how that would look. This, however, didn't seem to... Well, let me double check. Was it 43? Yeah, 43. Expand you, frame 0, frame 1. Yeah, frame 0 needs to be... We need to set the min so that it always has... Also, let me double check this. Yeah, we don't want these to resize when we turn them on and off, I don't think. Min is set to parent with 100. And we said 100. Ooh, no. Not there. That's just the buttons. Let's come down here to... Yeah, we play with vertical first. That's fine, because it's kind of the easier one to spot. Max is this, but we set you to grow. I think we need a min instead of grow because it doesn't seem to want to grow if there's no content. And I just want it to always be that size so that nothing moves around and wiggles around. It's either blank or it has an icon. Okay. Better looking on vertical. We didn't change that on horizontal yet. So again, let's inspect and do 43. That. Yeah, they look close to the correct sizes. Hard to eyeball exactly. We also don't really want this. We want this to be... I want the middle to be like... What did we do before? Before it worked for horizontal. It might not work for vertical. 40, 30, 30. But because the nature of the creature, let's do 20, 40, 40. How do we feel about... Oh, wait, no. This is changing the wrong thing. This is the width. Width can still stay there. We did 40, 30, 30. So 20, 40, 40. Yeah, okay. That's not terrible. Let's get the south stuff working here. Build connections. Just need to essentially do the same thing here. Do the same check. Not that though. It is case vertical. This. That all actually is the same because my helpers are smart enough to figure themselves out. I don't think we actually need breaks here either because there's no way it can be... It can hit those other switches. I do need to replace that missing close brace though. Alright. Run that. Probably can clean this up a little bit too, since everything becomes the same. Go, and then if we delete, let's say south, we probably want to do north first. Delete that. Goes away. We delete both. Goes away. Fantastic. Let's do... Why is it that you prefer south first? It doesn't really matter. It's because when we come through here, source destination because, okay, yeah. Let's leave that alone for now. One thing at a time. Let's not worry about fixing that just yet. It's because we start at a tile and then it looks at connections to the south. And so that becomes origin, that becomes destination, therefore it gets populated first. We could just flip the build order around, I guess. Anywho, so that is all good for now. We need to do our greasy grassies. So let's start with the base. And this one is going to be much, much more complicated just in the layout. Because all of that should stay the same. We just replace that. It's going to need 3 columns. No, 2 columns. No, it will need 3. Because corner, center, corner. And then more rows because the we can do this still to borrow and modify this. The button goes away. The there's just more possible. I shouldn't do that. That you're going to need to be that's fine as a starting point, I guess. To clear that just the same way you used to. Center frame stays center frame. You're going to become and you're going to have to come live up here because you're going to get put into the grid in this order because grid will break if we set you to column gap. We'll just need to insert. We don't even actually need to give it a name. We don't care about it. It just needs to be there. And then we need one on either side of you. Like so. Come in here, and we're going to need to do 2 more. Pretty much the same. We might be able to clean this up in a little bit too. Except for instead of being northeast, this will be southeast. Yeah, because we put them in. Let's do that. Thank you. And this will be Stop that. Again, because of the direction we need to populate the grid. So there's that. Then put this in the wrong place. We build the object that holds information about it. This becomes northeast is northeast. Northwest is northwest. Southeast is southeast. Southwest is southwest. Just like so. Okay. Now that all of that is in there, we're going to need to do... We set them in, we set the max. We can tweak that and tune it a little bit later. This is going to need... two checks like this. For now, we can copy paste. In a minute, we'll clean it up. Just want to get this part correct for now. It'll happen right here before we clean up the, or, you know, throw away these to do the next. And because my helpers are smart enough, I should be able to just do that. Just like so. And then at the end, same exact thing. I hope. Should build my connections correctly. And actually, let me... leave future me a note about the work he has to do. Sorry, future me. Then we need to come back up to here where we start filling things in, and this is going to look very similar, and we need to also really need to just like pull these out into a single set with just setting the parameters up above, but that's fine. This will look similar at the start, right? That's up to this part. That's actually going to come right after this. So what we'll do, we need to, did I already get my, I did not. I swear you had. Ah, there's a space, that's why. Pull you down as a placeholder until we get something else. West. Southeast. Southwest. And then we're going to need like a creasy crossy. Close will work. And then we'll need a slashy that goes to the right. If I just want a plain slash. Or something that looks halfway like it for my prototyping anyway. Do you really not have like a... Why not? Why would you be this way? You would think that would be just like the most basic of icons, right? Only comes with other things. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull out. Open license SVG, okay. Good enough for a test. What did I call you? / for that. Just to keep it straight in my head. And then I need a / is that same. There you go, right here. This is / that'll get me going for a prototype. It's fine. You. All of you, get in here. And then up here, we'll embed them real quick. We do that. That. Then we can come in here. Northeast is northeast. If we have an / already, we need to set it to crisscross. So we do delete whatever is in there. Center frame. Is that what I called it? These need to be like constants. Yeah, cross. Otherwise, we need an / like so. And then is there a case where we skip this? No, because we want to make sure that we evaluate. I think always. This looks very similar, except northwest, and then this is down, up. Wait, no. Yes. Make it a crazy crossy, otherwise we make it a down slash. Southeast. Oh, no, I copied the wrong thing. Southeast. Down slash, up slash, that's all the same. Right? Because southeast, yes. And then all of you go away. Southwest. We could actually do northeasts because it'll be the same except for different files. For that. So then this, let's see, southwest. Is an up slash, yes. So if it has down slash, crisscrossy, otherwise up slash it. Okay. This should do something. Is it exactly what I want? We'll find out. I've flipped my logic here somewhere. The question is where? Northeast. Northeast. Because bet you I put them in the wrong order down here. Northeast. Northwest. Nope, I did that right. Northeast, southwest. Northeast is northeast. No, this is backwards. Because we still need that below them, yes. Because it populates from the left. West, east. This has to go in the other order. We still need that to space it out one, and then this needs to go here. There we go. Crissy crossies, and then if we do, let's see, we'll delete the northwest. I should have done that here. That is correct. And because it still has the other crossies, that's... I guess that's probably okay. We might revisit that. We'll see. But then if I delete the... We did northwest, right? Hang on. Northwest. Just deleted the wrong one. Why did that happen? should have... Oh, wait. It's because... It's northwest from 2-4 to 1-3. That is the correct. Because that is northwest from 2-4. The text might need to be massaged a little. But if we then delete southeast from 1-3 to 2-4, that gets rid of that. This is still needs to be... This is because we don't set our Crissy Crossies. Which we need to do. We probably need to put this all into like a clear icons. Okay, so now again, if we do northwest and southeast from 2-2 to 3-3. There we go. It did put it in there. It's black instead of white because reasons. The actual icon is black. But it put it in there correctly. If we do northeast from 1-3 to 2-2 and southeast from, or sorry, no, southwest 2-2 to 1-3, we get our other slashy slash placeholder. Delete them all. We get nothing. Udamus. Okay. So. That gets us to a working state. We don't need this anymore. This is to done. Oh, we didn't do southwest? Oh, we did. I just didn't delete. Whoops. Make sure everything's still happy after doing that. Reminds me of that Team Rocket hideout from the first generation. I am not a Pokemon fan. I'm not an anime fan. So, unfortunately, I don't get that. Northwest and southeast. And then this should be southeast. Oh, wait, no. Cancel. It would be, yeah, southeast and northwest. 1-3 to 0-2. No, I've just done the same thing over again. I want to check. I would need to delete. Oh, my selection highlighting is broken too. We need to fix that. What? Wasn't you a kid at one time in your life? I was. I was a kid without cable TV, which is the only place where that sort of thing got played. And I came to that sort of era a little later. I remember the 90s X-Men fondly. Even though I wasn't supposed to watch it. My parents didn't like violence. But I did. I want to test deleting southwest from 22 to 13 and northeast from yes, and then southwest from 22 to 13. I think I deleted the wrong one. Yes, okay, beautiful. Then if I just pick like, I don't know, 3 at random, I only have 1 arrow and a centerpiece, which is fine. So that will get us to a big, big, chunky commit for a huge piece that was like, looming large in my mind. SVGs on connection objects based on which connections are present. Now, let's go clean up some of our mess. I think we can get rid of these eventually too, but let's do one thing at a time here. I want to pull this out first because it'll be easy to do. The first step of setting icons is clear icons. Nothing should have broken. Seems pretty Gucci to me. Love it. We'll fire off one quick commit for that, just to keep our work as atomic as possible. Pull logic for clearing icon state out to a function. Let's also come down here. We're going to want to pull some of this out into a different file, and I think I have a ticket to do that as well. Connection icon, that's good. This. What we ultimately want is to have what do you shadow other than the things below you? Which would declaration of map widget? Do that. You are a core SVG. And then, actually, what I want is frame, which is a core frame, and I want a icon path string. And then I want a, which is also a string. I think that covers all of that. So what we do is we can say this, if okay, or do I want to do I want to pull it out this way, or I don't need to do this here either. All I need to do is this, and then down here at the end, we say is this again. Icon path, and then if it doesn't have children in the center frame already, center frame, because it's always the same, and then this is center icon path. So go away please for now. Frame comes out of there. We do that. This comes up. That'll be a good start. This just becomes this. Let me clean that up. Is that this we need to do we can do that here, that's fine. that. This. That. We'll fix the rest in a second. We'll just do a quick. This. That. 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 We just need to do a quick. You gotta go away. This. This needs to become same as this. We still delete center icon path is that. Otherwise, center icon path is that. 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 This just becomes that. Clean the spacing up a little bit so it's not such a bear to read. That. Last one, I think. Delete that. And I think do that, little spacing. Does this. No, because we need to override this or reset it to Chrissy Crossy if it's a Chrissy Crossy, right? So we have to always do that, which means that we should do the deleting of this center frame here. which kind of is more consistent with the pattern here anyway. So I feel good about that. All right, so that should get us to, oops, not that, this. That should get us right back to where we were. That one, both of them, both of them. Cancel that. Let's do both of them. All of them. We already did all of them. All of them. Them. Fantastic. All right. So we're good there. Like so. Nice and cleaned up. Let's go do build connections now. But first, I have been going for way too long without a break. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to stretch, use the restroom. Beverages holding out okay. I've been jamming. So I'll be right back, and we'll tackle kind of cleaning this up so there's not so much crappy duplication here. Probably pull a function out. All right. So much UI work today, indeed. But that's kind of the, the snowball effect. I've been spending a lot of time recently getting the uh, uh, data structure and everything in place, right? And now it's kind of just giving it a pretty face. So a lot of the work and a lot of the stuff that I've already built is coming in, like these not add points, but the invert a cardinal direction and all these other helpers and stuff, and that's I always enjoy getting to that part of a project because it just feels good, My camera is freaking out right now. One sec. Let's see if that helps it having a little more light. It got cloudy out. So the answer is no, apparently. One more second. How about that? I really just need to get a green screen and chroma key instead of this local removal that sucks up resources and often gets flaky. Drives me nuts. All right, so we need to build connection. Let's pull out. This is just going to be a awful mess for a hot second. My hair, beard, and t-shirt form a unit. Yes. Yes, they do. I don't wear a ton of light colors, I just don't. Like I like darker colors, blues and greens and black today. But it would probably help if I did wear brighter shirts. Or like I said, just get some green. I just need some green. So I don't wear any bright green. Yeah, this is going to be a hot mess for just a second, but if we say this doesn't get I give you 2 tiles. So we'll do check or find valid transits, which takes origin, which is a pointer to a game map tile, destination, which is a pointer to a game map tile, and returns a list of pointers to a connection. Then I can pull this, all of this, this just becomes origin get transits, becomes destination get transits, becomes origin.location, vector to destination dot location. Ooh, no, because this needs crap. This has to be wrappers. Put that back, and then wrapper is a connection tile wrapper. Because this holds the button and the tile itself. And we need to put them into well, actually, hang on. Yes. Yeah, because this is where you build the wrapper. Make sure it's all the correct widgets. Okay. So unfortunately, this needs to come back. But it's okay. And then this used to come from... This is just my results. Connections. Vista pointers to connection. Nothing in you. And then connections equals append. Connections, this connection. Then we invert, we do the same thing. Connections is append connections, this connection, return connections. And then we replace this. We say, if you are both not nil, tile dot connections equals append connection tile dot connections, and what did I just call you? Find valid transits. Destination wrapper expanded. All of that replaces all of this. Copy this. Put you, oops, down here as well. And I misnamed it. I mistypoed it. That's all right. We'll fix it in a second. Default, we just do nothing. That's fine. Vertical. This gets the same treatment. And horizontal also. Now, that's better. Let's delete our to-do and make sure I delete it up here too. Connection icon. Nope, no, nope. Set connection icons. Yeah, there we go. Delete you. So this should result in everything still working. Oops, not the right button. This is the right button. That. Top 2. Bottom 2. All of the above. Top. I deleted it from there. Whoops. It's good that it worked though when I deleted it from the tile. Add that like so. We need to fix that selection bug. It's driving me insane. If I was to come into you and just start deleting all your connections, we wouldn't update your, okay, we need to fix that too. But things are kind of working and I kind of like that. It's kind of awesome. Let's fix that. Clean up the build connections function to remove duplication. Better, 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 better. I like it. We have some bugs, but and I should be. There we go. As is tradition. The other thing we need to do is editor deleting actions from the tile does not update the relevant connection button icons. And I'm going to do that again. There. That's better. So, couple more bugs for the list for this particular great big ball of feature. But right now, this file is getting messy and I don't like it. I want to fix that. We have edit bar, we have map widget. I want to pull out for now. Let's do internal. And we're going to do map tiles. Maybe? Does that make sense? If I do this, though, it's going to put them in different packages. Do I like that idea? Let's find out. New file. Let's actually call you rename to map tile. Yes, rename package. Connection button, tile button base would have to come out. And then we would immediately need to export you, which is fine. Let's do backup. Do that. Tile button can still be there. That's fine. Because this is the map widgets building it. This would be then become that, which I'm okay with. That's probably okay. Map tile widget would need to come over. No, I don't like this because this is going to get messy. Is it worth it though? Is it worth it to have it pulled apart and basically give it an API, right? Maybe. Let's push on. We can always just git restore if we hate it, right? That would break that, but we would need to export you. We could just call you widget. This would become maptile.widget. Tile handler. we would have to it seem my stream has briefly died while I was working away. Sorry about that. Seems to be an annoying habit of my internet here. So we either have to do this or tile handler. Would it make sense to put you somewhere else? We set the selected tile over here. Okay, yeah, I think I like this actually. This idea so far. We'll put you back in internal. We'll have to fix that, but that's okay. This is app tile widget. We would need to give you a new. This would go into whatever builds that. So what we need to do is let's keep pulling this. Name all receivers. You can just be W, that's fine. Ooh. Is this still... This might be okay still. Because connection tile... we would need to pull out as well. This, come over here. You get renamed to widget. You would need you to come out, which is fine. You need to come with, though. You could get renamed to direction, and you get exported. That's fine. Actually, these... this probably gets put into like a constructor. So let's just do that. We'll move on from there real quick. Connection handler, we probably want this to change too, but for now, these for sure come over here. Y'all are now just widget. Connection button needs to come up. Just call you button. Call you button. You come over. Icon would need to come over here as well. That's fine. It's just a helper. That would put these over here, which I like. Icons would come in here. For now, anyway. Connection would come over here. And then the wrapper would also come over. Just this. These all come over. This would come over. Then we would have to do an awful lot of stuff here. This just gets all of them. No. This gets the adjacent. Which this does no, this would go, this would stay in map. Theoretically, but let's start at the top. Oh, this would be yeah, that's fine. need to export these. Leave the strings alone, just the code. Vertical. No strings, just code. No strings, just code. Then like so. Why doesn't vertical ever get used? Ah, because we just blindly build them. We don't check on them. Yeah, makes sense. You just plop them in a row. Here specifically. Diagonal. Vertical. Diagonal. Okay, we'll go back up. This is now connection tile dot widget. Finalize view grid. This, we assert that it is one of those. That's fine. We update the data. Connection button. This. Build connections. Oh, we register. Okay. Could say this all just needs to come over and become part of the constructor, basically. So when we're up here, this is a widget, right? Think takes a direction, takes this X, this Y, takes direction, takes this is just button, horizontal, vertical, diagonal. This because, well, yeah, we can return an error, that's fine. This needs a button parent, which is a frame. like so. This is just a widget. That. Where do we use this? Ah. What if I did button coordinates is a point button coordinates well no because we'll do that. We'll build the coordinates ourselves. Otherwise we just have to build a pointer and pass it, and that doesn't make any sense. It does need update func, but build connections. How much of this is actually a lot of this is actually just coming straight from connection tile, right? Because we put the a pointer to map tile. Okay, yeah. Because we need to get map tiles out of it. Yeah, okay. This makes sense that it would be here. But this needs to take that. Or does it? Yeah. Because we reuse the build connections. This comes out. This becomes. We'll bounce. We'll do that in a second. This needs to become new connection button, or just new, Next tile diagonal. It needs a map tile connection tile, new. And this doesn't need to be a method anymore. This needs to be air. This needs We used to add you to parent. But that was... What did this used to be? This is just new connection button. No. Set this. This used to be... This should be the view grid, right? Find valid transits. Those were those. I have confused my local. Copy here. No, I want this. I want... Well, actually, maybe I do. That... Connection button. mw.frame. Why did we... Oh, right, because frame is just the parent frame. That's the grid. Wait a second. I'm in the wrong... New frame. This X, this Y. The direction. Hi, what do you think Golang is... What do you think? Golang is the best IDE or VS Code? I can't decide which to choose every week switch from Golang to VS Code and back. I prefer Golang, but that's purely personal preference. The thing you gotta be careful of is that GoLand, I think they have a community version, but if you're doing anything commercial, you need to have a license, right? VS Code is just free. So, as far as I'm aware, unless they've changed it. So, that might, weigh into what you're doing. So you take a frame, this X, this Y, this is the view grid, the direction, you need the update func, which is build connections. This is error if is nil. Log the error. Same thing here. Hang on. This is tile button. She hasn't moved yet. This is probably a map tile. So we'll hang off on that. This, however, is new frame, build connections, like so. So that fixes that part up. We need to then say up here, in both cases, and this also needs to return a pointer to a widget along with the error. Like so. Yeah, I'm with you, Jazz. I enjoy the way JetBrains IDEs work. They just get out of my way for the most part. $10 sub, no problem. I don't understand people who work on learning coding can't pay $10. It's just a cup of coffee. I mean, there's lots of people out there that, that $10 is the difference between, that cup of coffee or not. So $10 goes further in some countries than in others. There have been times in my life where I would look real hard at an extra $10. And then this is this. Actually, hang on. We'll do this way. Or do we want to... Let's see, before it would have put... No, returned here before, so we're good there. You're from Ukraine. Cool. Awesome. And then this would also be same deal. And then otherwise we put it into, oops, map grid. Now the other thing we need to do is let me back up. No error in that case. Your $10 is just nothing today. Yeah, I mean that's everywhere is different, you know. I think it's wonderful the VS Code is free to use and a great lightweight starting point for newcomers. Yeah, I don't know about lightweight. VS Code has always felt kind of heavy to me, but it's a lot better than Atom. That it was based on Atom. I knew people that loved Atom, but it always just felt really, really slow to me. Not that Goland is light by any means either. Like if you want light, Vim, just go Vim. Like the VS Code faster because Goland's sometimes sluggish. Okay, yeah, sure. Sometimes it indexes slow. Does a lot of stuff and it takes time. It mostly doesn't bother me, so. But everybody has different preferences for sure. This is that, and then this is mo.frame. Hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. One closer to the goal of 50. Think we're set to 50. Yeah, yeah. You take that, you need dot build connections, and you're going to also return me your connection widget. Why does this not? Oh, silly me. X index there. We'll do the same thing. Just gonna copy you. For now, we might try to clean this up a little bit later, but rat meow be fine. And then this is just going to be X index and row index. Diagonal right. Okay, yes, because we got a vertical now. That's same thing here. We increment if we're at the end. Except for you need that and that. Am I missing? Core frame is It changed. Assignment count mismatch. Oh, it's wow. Okay, yeah. If you actually call the function, it'll work so much better. Same deal here. That. Perfect. Okay, that should get that squared away. And then, all right, so tile button, it would need to then be yoinked over to its package, which is fine. We need to do this though. We need to take a look at the connection handler stuff. If I was to give you an edit bar, you lose track of time when I listening to you. Nice surprise for me today. Hope to see you on Friday. Yeah, should be on Friday. As far as I'm aware, I'm still trying to get more days in the middle of the week, but there's just always so much stuff I have to do that comes up. We'll see. Yeah, Friday, hopefully for sure, unless something comes up crazy. Have yourself a good night. Okay, so if we did, this really just needs to know about edit bar for this, right? So we could say, you know what, just tell me about, which is I can't do that. Okay, that's why. What I could do is, could tell you to this would be a widget register on click. or yeah, register on click takes well, no, I wouldn't even need that. Yeah, it would. Its signature would look the same as this. This is W. No, no, I'm all twisted up here. This just needs to know how to clear. We don't even need this. This all can get moved over here. And we call the clear handler. You go to sleep. Thanks for yeah. Thanks you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for swinging through. Have a good sleep. And then we give it a selection handler. Well, I don't want to do this here. I don't think. How do I want to do this? These are both in the map editor package, which may or may not be a mistake. Map tile. We need to be over here. Connection tile land. Where does view grade coordinates get used? We use that when we get the neighboring bits and pieces, I think. So let's do this. Let's go back to the idea I kind of started down. Register on click, which takes a function that takes a pointer. That's kind of ugly and weird, but we do this. You take and this is off the button. Not handler. Yeah, handler. We can give it ourselves. That might be wonky, but these all need to just be button. I'm not liking how this is shaping up. Some parts are like, in general, I'm not. I don't think we're gaining enough from doing this, right? We're putting them into different packages. Let's restore that. And then what else is still? These are all messed up now. Never remember. Never remember which one of them. Not that one. It is... Okay, everything has been... Don't need that. That back open. Let's go ahead and... Okay, so we're back to everything the way we had it before we started kind of exploring this path. But this has also been almost 4 hours. This still needs to be cleaned up. I just need to do this a different way, right? Because a lot of these things kind of go back and forth. So they might just have to stay inside of the same package. The other thing could try is pulling them apart again, but also going a little slower. Like we just really just yanked everything out, and it might be cleaner to do them like one at a time, like pull out map tile first and then get connection tile out. The main problem is the interdependencies between them, right? Where edit bar needs to be called, but that reference gets stored inside of the map widget, right? So it would have to provide it, but then you need to know what it is, so you'd end up with a circular dependency because these are both in the map editor package. And that might be something worth trying to pull out too, to split them up. But I don't know what we would really gain from that. So I think the better answer might just be to just leave them in the same package and pull them out of different files just for visual organization, right? You still have the issue where you're not split up, but the concerns are so related that in operation, right? Where like it's hard to do anything with a map tile, or rather with a connection tile, without a map tile. Map tile could be independent of connection tiles, but not really, because it knows about connections and it's going to need to know about its neighbors to clear the selection, right? So, or to not clear selection, but to update them, to tell them, hey, I've just changed myself. You need to recheck your state. So I think that the same package is probably the way it's just going to be. And then later, if it becomes a problem, like it is big, it's a big package, but it's also UI and a lot of data work underneath. So it's a big job. So I don't know, but we can always pull them back apart into different packages later too, right? If we just split them up and leave them in the same package, but split them up for file wise to kind of organize this mess a little bit, it'll be easier to work on. They'll all stay in the same, and we could just repeat this process, but better later. So I think we're going to do that way. So we will call it here for tonight, because I have lost the ability to words. But it's been 4 hours. Like I was saying, I'm going to try to do more midweek stuff, but I just don't know. There's so much stuff going on. Twitch notifications, I'll post it on Blue Sky if I do. If you're not a notification person, which I sympathize with, I am not either. Thanks to everybody who came and hang out today and chatted away. It was good to hang out, and I'd love to see you again next time. And if not, hey, you know what? It was great to have you here anyway. So have yourselves a great week, and we'll see you Friday for sure.